Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. What I'm doing right now is we're making this Santa boot ornament. I also will have it, later on I'll do a flat version of it, a relief version of it. But right now we're doing it in the round, which means doing all sides. What I want to show you a little bit is how to use your strop if you're new to this. What this is two pieces of leather in a on a board, and I have a website that explains, or I have a video that explains how to make one, and I have one, a real big one made here, about 24 inches long, and you put a compound on one side, and all you do is take two pieces of leather and glue it to a board, and you'll have one. You can make a smaller one, as I have here, and I have this here so I can show you how to use it. What you want to do is lay your dull side, this is the dull side, down, and you're going to pull it in the direction of the dull side. The sharp side is going to go that way. So you're just going to lay it down and just do a couple of very slow but very firm strokes there, and a couple of this way as well. Okay. And what you want to do is turn it over and do it on the clean side to clean off that blade. Okay. So it should be ready to go. Might have a little bit of residue, just clean that off a little bit. It's not a big deal. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get these candy canes out. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this portion and this portion up to these lines. So draw a little line across, give you an idea how far to go. Don't forget to put on your glove, carver's glove, and your thumb guard. I don't wear one because I haven't worn one in 28 years, but I'm recommending it, especially for beginners, to wear it. I used to cut myself every single week, at least once, if not more. Thank God I never had to end up in the hospital with big stitches. I know there have been people that have done that and ran into a mother whose son decided he was going to try carving without any instruction whatsoever, and they ended up down at our local Brandywine Hospital down here. This is a number of years ago, but make sure you put that glove on, and you know, try to get used to it on the onset. This way I can also show you a little bit better without the glove in the way. I know some people are giving me heck for not wearing one. I don't wear a thumb guard either, but you know, if you take your time and not hurry, it should be fine. You know, even if you do cut yourself, when I cut myself, it's usually not horrendous. Only one time did I ever think I needed stitches, but that's a long story. One of these days I'll tell you about it. But anyhow, we're going to do both sides of this. So we're going to go on the other side. I already kind of started that a little bit. You can always lay it on the table and push on it a little bit easier. Just make sure everything's clear. So if you end up hitting the table, that somebody won't be upset that you're doing the table, trying to carve the table at the same time. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to trim this out until we get to that point. Alright. And, you know, we're going to, I have to think this over because this is my own pattern. I haven't done one of these before. It's not a difficult concept. And part of the fun with carving, you can kind of create your own things. Even a pattern that's already made, you can alter it any way you want. There's no right or wrong way of carving, actually. There is a systematic way of doing things, like what I'm doing now, because we're trying to get it down to those two lines. And at this point, you should have the boot pretty well carved up. I'm going to work on that again, but we're going to round this off on our next segment. So I'm going to keep going with this to try to get this out to those two lines, and we'll be back.